I will like to introduce Ms. Isha Goyal, Executive Director and CEO, STIC GSA Service Private Limited, on the stage. Next, I would invite Mr. Marcus Tan, Regional Director, Middle East, South Asia, Africa, Singapore Tourism Board. Then can we have Mr. John Lee, founder of Masterrain? Masterrain is the product and the program that we are here for today. Can we please have a big round of applause for him? Mr. Terry Lim, Managing Director, Masterrain Learning Journey Private Limited. They're all here from Singapore, and they have the support of Singapore Tourism Board too. Mr. Saw Su Keong, Business Development Director, Masterrain Learning Journey Private Limited. And the man who needs no introduction, and I think 80% of us are here today because of him, Mr. Subhash Goyal, Chairman, STIC GSA Service Private Limited. Now for the moment where we will be signing off the agreement between Masterrain and STIC. Congratulations.
And it's a pleasure and privilege for me as the CEO of STIC Group to announce our partnership with Masterrain. Masterrain Enrichment Group is a pioneer in education, enrichment and training programs in Singapore. They have been doing this product range in Singapore for the last 27 years, but are new to India. Over the years, Masterrain Group has been working very closely with the Ministry of Education in Singapore and has trained more than 1.5 million students across a very wide spectrum of themes and products and projects. So we're very proud to be working with them. What I'd like to talk about though, as I set the tone for our partners and friends to take this forward, is why we've done this and what really is this partnership about. So first and foremost, STIC and Masterrain Group have joined hands to bring their entire gamut suite of services and products to the Indian market. It's a first that for Masterrain Group that they will be opening up their training and enrichment programs to the corporate space as well. So there are several product opportunities for MICE, but there are also close to their core theme of student and youth, a lot of programs around themes of STEM, science, technology, medicine, pharma, agri, and of course, the theme of today, sustainability. So with a lot of encouragement from the Singapore Tourism Board team in India and their leadership, we started exploring avenues and crossed paths with the Masterrain team. We have spent, I think, about 6 months or more brainstorming on what we could bring to India. And we have co-created a product designed exclusively for the student and youth of India. We've called it the Red Dot Green City. And for those of you who don't know why and are intrigued by what the sense of this name is, Singapore is lovingly known as the Little Red Dot. It is also, I think, in my opinion and also in a lot of expert opinions, by far the foremost, if not the best example of a sustainable city and a living laboratory of sustainability in action. So picking up on that theme and that message, we decided to create a program that allows students to see a different side of Singapore and experience how this city-state has used the concepts of sustainability, conservation and biodiversity and use technology to really improve their own daily lives, made it a part of their daily lives, and how every recreation site itself in Singapore also has a very responsible back-end support and structure behind it. And that's really what we're trying to spotlight and showcase here.
Now I would request Mr. Marcus Tan, Region Director, Middle East, South Asia, Africa, Singapore Tourism Board.
I must confess that there's no better place to launch this first of its kind, world-class innovative product in Singapore. Why do I say that? That's because in 2022, Singapore has actually joined the World Global Destination Sustainability Index for the first time among many developed countries. And in terms of destination management, our ranking is about more than 90%. That speaks volume and depth in terms of the programs that we have to become a sustainable city. The Singapore Tourism Board also takes a lot of pride in terms of leading the Singapore tourism industry for developmental works in sustainable development in the tourism sector.
My name is Terry. I'm the Managing Director for Masterin Group. So I'm really delighted here today to be announcing the partnership with STIC, and thank you for STB's support in this event. So obviously from Masterin perspective, we are so delighted because we are basically in this partnership marrying STIC's expertise and in-depth knowledge of the India's market and also Masterin's core competencies that really is in the area of training and learning tours in Singapore. So 27 years ago, my founder is seated here, John Lee, started this company with the vision of enriching students, and right now we are moving into the stage where we are internationalizing into other nations. So I believe that Masterin really has that ability to also impact students of India with what we have to offer. So a bit more about Masterin. Over the years, from our humble beginnings, we have added more and more brands within the group itself, and you see a diverse range of programs that we have that is holistic in nature. So we have things like soft skills, STEM education, we have learning journeys, which is in fact a travel agent also in Singapore, and many other programs that we run for both international schools, public schools, and also corporates in Singapore. So from 1997, we have last count trained about 1.5 million students, participants. That is probably a small number in India, but in Singapore, you would know that our population is just slightly under 6 million. So it is actually quite a significant proportion of people that we have trained over the years, and over 10,000 projects that we have completed. So some notable projects that we have done would be with Public Utilities Board, PUB for short, where we are right now still running tours for corporate students coming in, and that is actually showcasing the technology of new water that is patented in Singapore. That is basically that reverse osmosis process that Singapore has invented, right? So that is a program that we are doing, and of course many other government agencies and corporates that we have trained. One notable program, or rather a project that Masterin has been doing would be the F1 in Schools competition. So I understand this competition is also in India at the moment. We are the organizers of the Singapore finals, and last year in 2023, we also did the co-organize the Singapore World Finals for F1 in Schools. So Masterin is also the distributor of Danford Products, co-organizer of F1 in Schools in 2015, 18, and last year. So you can see some of all this information if you Google for F1 in Schools. Some of our training methodologies that we aim to put into the program basically follows that instruct, impact, and inspire methodology that we have. And that is also linked to our very unique MOE 21st century competencies that starts with core values, it moves into social emotional learning outside into 21CC with the objectives of having a self-directed learner, so on and so forth. So that is a unique Singapore framework that we operate in Singapore.
My name is Siu Kyong. I have just joined Masterin for 6 months, exactly the time of the project. So this is the project I've worked with Masterin and together with STIC. Previously, I was with the Singapore Tourism Board. So people like Marcus, Shrita, they're all my good friends, together for over 10 years, maybe 15 years. Yeah, so we're all towards our retirement age.
You're disclosing your age.
Yeah. So I'm here to talk about the product itself that we developed. It's on the theme of sustainability. So why sustainability for Singapore? So Singapore, if you know Singapore well enough, right, we have always been a clean and green city. So caring for the environment is like in our DNA. But over the last few decades where we are building our nation, we are greening our country, we have won quite a number of accolades in this area. So for example, we are voted the 5th best city in the world in terms of quality of life. We are also the most livable city for expatriates. And in the ranking of the world's top destination for sustainability, Singapore is ranked 17. All this within a short span of the last 10 years of efforts. Quite remarkable. Last year, we launched the Singapore Green Plan. This is in line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. This Green Plan for Singapore has 5 key areas we focus on. First one is city in nature. Second one is in energy reset. Third one is in sustainability living. Fourth, green economy. And the last one, resilient future. India similarly has set a target with 17 goals and 17 targets. And many of these areas are common with Singapore because we share a lot of commonalities. So areas like clean energy, clean water, sustainable cities, communities, and also zero hunger. These are areas that both India and Singapore are common in terms of challenges. So, Master Rain took the common challenges that Singapore and India have and understand them and put together the program for this product. And this product, if you look at it, has a range of very, very deep quality areas such that in terms of how it's going to be delivered, the students will have to go through a lot of immersive experiences. And we are very happy that we found a good partner in STIC, who has a strong presence in India, to help us to push this product into the market. So the product, as you know, is Red Dot Green City. And this is a product of very high quality programs. They are executed in a fun, immersive, interactive way with strong learning outcomes. Some of the modules here you see in the program, of course, land use city planning. We have sustainable sectors in maritime and aviation. We have urban farming, waste management, care for nature in the zoo, and water solutions. These are very, very common topics between India and Singapore that we can exchange ideas and cross-learn. So, what are the outcomes we want to achieve out of this product? We want every participant who has gone through this program to have 4 outcomes. The first one, we want them to go through real-life personal experiences in a place where big ideas of sustainability, big policies, big regulations, big programs are translated into everyday life of a citizen. And this is a place where Singapore can realize it. Singapore is a living lab. It's a very small country. It's easy for you to implement and push out policies on a small, sustainable scale. And this is fantastic for the students or participants to come here and immerse themselves and go through the entire experience as per any other citizen in Singapore and see for themselves how sustainability impact their lives. Second, we want to inspire the students. After coming to learn about all this, they'll start thinking and compare between Singapore and India. What are the best practices? What are the things that they can bring back to India and start to implement? So this is a real good inspiration for students to start to think about how they're going to work. And also, we want them to become advocates of sustainable lifestyle because they see it in Singapore. They realize it's possible. We can have a lifestyle that's sustainable. We don't need to throw away waste. We don't need to overconsume. So this is about having them to understand that there is a possibility of a sustainable lifestyle. And of course, the last one, which is our really most important wish, is to transform the participants into a global citizen who thinks and cares about planet Earth. This is really the ultimate goal of the program. This is an example of a sample itinerary for 6 days, 5 nights. You will see there are different components of it. The green part is the learning on sustainability. The blue part is on leisure. Of course, cannot be all learning, no fun. The orange one is leisure with a learning component. The purple one is the one on understanding Singapore's cultural insights, because Singapore is a multicultural society. Then all this together, you will see it's a very, very balanced program. It's about 50 to 60% learning, about 30% leisure, about 10 to 20% understanding Singapore. So this is a very well-balanced program. I'm going to share with you two specific programs here so that we have a better understanding of what we are pushing out to the market. The first one I want to talk about is town planning. The second one is urban farming. Believe it or not, this is a town in Singapore. It is called Punggol New Town. And this is a town that is a smart town, it's sustainable and eco-friendly. This town is Singapore government's showcase of what the future of living is. And it's also a living lab where new ideas, technologies, and concepts are piloted and test-baited in this new town. This is an exclusive master range in-house program that we make available to India market through STIC Travel in the Red Dot Green City package. So what do the students get to learn? This is a very immersive program where each participant will visit Punggol town as though they are a local living in a town. So what do our locals usually do? They wake up in their house, go down to the housing estate, take public transport to go to work and go to learn, eat there, have recreation activities. So the participants were likewise, they live like a local. The starting point is in one of the 11 housing estates here. They wake up in the block, downstairs, starting point, walk through the estates, understand how the town is designed, the buildings are constructed, how the park and public spaces are put together to encourage clean energy and also to encourage social interaction. Then they'll take the public transport, the light rail system, which is developed to make sure we connect all the important points in Punggol so as to discourage people from using car. So they get to try the public transport system. They will go and visit, for example, say the Punggol Discovery Cube, which gives the master planning of the entire Punggol town, and to visit the Punggol Digital District, which is due to open this year, which is quite interesting. The Punggol Digital District is to house a university together with a digital district park. The university is the Singapore Institute of Technology, and the district park focuses on all the technological solutions and innovations for Singapore. The whole idea of coexisting them is so that the people who are studying, learning, and the people who are doing business in their real life can come together to form better solutions. And then the government will come in to implement these solutions in Punggol town, which serves as a test bed for all the solutions. So this is really an amazing concept. That's the reason why this town is a living town. And after that, of course, the tea break, right? We'll bring the kids to the mall, which is a green building, and interact with the locals by ordering their own food. So they get to order the food and sit together with locals to eat in the food court. Then they'll visit a center, which is again is the first of its kind. It's a fully digital public service center, where all the residents go there, get their services done, their complaints, their feedback through a digital platform. So again, it's something that is quite interesting and unique. And of course, end of the day, what the kids do like the locals, they have recreation activities. Punggol has a Punggol Park that is quite amazing. There is a series of public park networks around Singapore, and Punggol is a waterfront park. And many residents go there for the activities, either the morning or the day. So the participants will get to try cycling in this park to understand how, in terms of greening the city, we create a park that looks natural, like nature, in an ecosystem. Because you don't do a park that's full of the same trees, it's not the ecosystem, you'll die. You need to bring in a good mix of different plants to create the ecosystem, and how you harness the water bodies in the area to create a beautiful environment for the people living there. That's the whole idea of the Punggol Park. So the kids will get to see how this is done and arranged. And of course, at the same time, they will understand how the parks are being done to prevent flooding, to prevent soil erosion. And they will definitely encounter wildlife. I see otters all the time when I go and visit the park. I see monitor lizards and a variety of birds. So this will be really interesting for the kids as they cycle through the park. So this is the Punggol town walkthrough. The next one, these are pictures of the town. See the waterway they put across the living estate? This is one of the housing estates in Punggol town. And this is the park, one of the many, many parks in Singapore. Next I want to talk about is an urban farming program, which is again is a Master Rain and Sky Greens exclusive program that's available through STIC Travel for India market. Sky Greens is one of the world's first low carbon, hydraulic, organic, vertical farming system. Over the years, it has won many, many awards, as you can see here. Because it uses green urban solutions to produce agriculture products for people to eat in a clean, safe way, with the minimum use of land, soil, water, and energy resources. At the end of this whole program, of course, we must reward the kids. We have a certificate issued jointly by Master Raid as well as STIC Travel and its association with the Singapore Tourism Board. Each participant will receive the certificate. And as Isha has mentioned, this program, while we launch it for students from age 12 to 18 now, it has a lot of potential for MICE groups, corporate groups, and families. And the program itself is flexible. We can move the programs around to make it maybe more relevant to certain clusters who are interested in certain types of sustainability. So it's really flexible, but the first phase of launch is targeted at kids. For whatever the market in India desires, we will work closely with STIC to see how we can customize the package for you.
You know, Singapore is constantly changing, and one of the greatest cities on planet Earth. And the sustainability program, there are a lot of other programs which we will go through, is to save this planet for the succeeding generations, for our children and grandchildren. And that is the commitment every citizen of India, every citizen of the world must make. And I think this is a humble commitment on behalf of the STIC Travel Group and Singapore, the entire, Singapore Tourism Board, our partners, and the people, the entire United Nations. We talk about carbon footprints, but we do the opposite. So I must compliment Isha and I must compliment all of you for the succeeding generations to make them aware of a program which is unique. I would love to do this program as a student because you never stop learning. You see, to save this planet and also for travel agents to make some money in the process. Because everyone's been to Singapore, you have to send them again with something different, something unique, which no other city or no other tourist attraction can offer. So this is a unique opportunity for travel agents, tour operators of India to make some more money and in the same time do their commitment towards their grandchildren.
Thank you.